watching those favorite TV shows.
Yeah.
But I'm cutting back on those things and learning to tap into the thing that I'm supposed to be working on so that it can get done, right?
Yeah.
Because the time that we're given in a day is never going to change, right? But what we do with our time is the thing that's important. So I've really been focusing, getting more laser focused on my business, on the mandate that I believe God has given me this year to teach other women how to create these streams of income in our life. Because again, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We saw what happened. We didn't know that was coming.
Right,
And I
right.
we position ourselves and set ourselves up because I don't believe that we as believers should be in a place of lack ever.
Come on now.
We may have some challenges, but I don't believe that we should be an example of what it means to prosper.
Right. I agree. Okay, sorry about that. It's so funny because uh, I must have hit something out. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So tell me a little bit more about what advice can you give someone who's seeking to look to look to start their own business and find about these streams of income?
I'm going to say stop, start,
Okay.
stop and start. Stop tripping
All
and
right.
raise your talents. You've been given something. And
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like, I always think about the scripture of the talents. You've been given something that God has given you to multiply,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't want it to be said of you that you did nothing with it, you buried it, and that person was called a wicked servant. So
Right.
it's your responsibility to use, to employ what you have been given because it's not for yourself, it's for others. And
Yeah.
that sometimes you have to take a risk, you have to take a chance. So
Mm-hmm.
what if it doesn't work the first time? Try again. There's something that is inside of you that someone else is waiting for. So I want to encourage you to stop putting it off. We're in the beginning of the new year, 2024. Many people have dreams and visions written down in books for years, for days, and they've done nothing with them. This is the time to employ, to deploy, and to start.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And sometimes it's gonna take self-love. Look, get off the couch, turn your TV off, get busy, because so many times we think we want to do something, but thinking is just the beginning. You gotta take some action. That's what I love about it. Just start.
Yeah. And you
Start.
also have to find a community. You have to find one of the challenges too is me being an entrepreneur for many years is lots
Ah,
of my friends are not entrepreneurs. And
oh,
so I had to be able to find a community of people
yeah.
like me that are entrepreneurs that were doing some of the similar things. And that's actually how I met the young lady who referred me to you today, is
Yes.
because it's a community of people. And so get into a community where there are people that are doing what you want to do or going where you want to go so that you can get inspired and
Yeah.
really have that support to push you into your purpose.
Yes. Wow.
Because
And
that's going to help you. Being a part of a community of like minded people is going to help you funnel into what you've been called to do.
yeah. I love how you say that community. Sometimes we're not an island to ourselves. I need you, you need me. And so we need to come together and do some things collaborative, do something
Absolutely.
that will help. There's what 7.9 billion people in the world. There's enough people for you. There's enough people for me, And so we get that mindset about stop the competition. It's not about competition, it's about
Yeah.
collaboration. And I love how you said a community. Community is so important.
Yeah. And also that fear of thinking, well, somebody else was already doing that. But, liking it to the bread aisle, when you go down the bread aisle, the cereal aisle, there's so many different flavors to choose from, right? There's many companies that sell whole wheat bread,
That's
but
right.
your whole wheat bread is not the same as the other. So take a
Yeah.
chance,
Yes,
take a
yes.
chance.
Take a chance. And I love that because I think our young women in particular, they get that society saying, if you're not married by a certain age, if you don't have children by that, that may not be your lane. That may not be what God has for you. Follow your heart, follow your dreams. I know you have that on your on the back of your theme. Follow your dream
Yeah,
and wake
absolutely.
up and make that dream a reality. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
And
Because oftentimes we think we have a plan for our lives and we think things are going to be a certain way. But me as a single person myself,
yes,
I and I'm older now. I'm not going to just stop following my dreams because I'm single.
that's
And
right.
so I believe that God has given us enough for the season that we're in that
Yeah,
we can work with what we have
yes.
to do something.
I mean, if there was any words that you can, I know I love how you said start, but would you tell them to hone in on their gifts or hone in on their their purpose, or hone in on what's going to make them unique and different in the marketplace? Which,
I would say all of that.
mm,
I think that finding your purpose in the earth is very crucial to
yes.
know what you've been called to do, not what other people have told you
Mm-hmm.
that you're good at, but find out what is your God-given destiny, what is your God-given purpose that you are supposed to be doing. A
Yeah.
lot of people believe that your passion is your purpose, and I don't necessarily believe that. There are a
Mm,
lot of things that I love to do that I'm passionate about, but
mm,
that's not the purpose that God has ordained for my life. I
right.
believe that when we're walking in our purpose, that there will be a passion
Mm,
released in us that matches up with that.
yes.
So I think it's very important to find your purpose. What is the thing that you were created to do? Because
Yeah.
you didn't create yourself,
Mm-mm.
right? So
No.
what is the thing that God created you to do?
Yeah.
Find that out and then begin utilizing, going into that, fine tuning that. Because
Mm,
there's, again, someone that's waiting for you. And we're not called to everyone.
that's
And so
true.
that's why you have to find out what your purpose is. What are you supposed to be doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
What is your life's purpose? And then in addition to that, sometimes we're given assignments along the way. It may not be long term. I'm supposed to be doing this maybe for 6 months or a year, and then I get another assignment. So we need to find out our assignments, and we need to find out our God-given purpose. What is it that I was created to do? What was I designed to do?
Yes. I know in your bio you said you're an author. You want to share with us about your authorship,
Oh,
authorpreneur?
sure. I participated in two anthologies. That's how I got started, where I wrote a chapter
Yeah.
in two anthologies, and then I felt led to do a journal for women of faith, a self-care journal, actually, a self-discovery, self-love journal.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a 30-day journal, and I have talk about different topics
Mhm.
for them to dive into about themselves. So yeah,
Wow.
I think that's one of the things that we have to also learn to do is to take care of ourselves. A
Yes.
lot of times we, as women, as Black women, we're
Mm,
always taking care of other people. And a
yeah.
lot of times we take care of other people and we're not taking care of ourselves. But we want to be sustainable. We want to be here for the long haul. So it's important that we take care of ourselves, not just physically, but mentally and
Yes.
spiritually as well, going into the heart and dealing with those things that are hindering us so that we can be productive.
Hmm. Wow. So is that book available on Amazon under your name,
It
Lynn?
is available on Amazon,
Okay.
and I'll find the link for you and
Okay. So
tell you can find
yes,
it. But
I'll share it
yes,
with the podcast audience. It's a blessing when you can speak your heart. And I always say, I'm an author as well. You're leaving a legacy for that generation and the next generation. Because, if I share with you my story and then you tell it to Cynthia and then Cynthia tell it something, by the time it gets back to me, it might be a little altered, right? But when you write it down, it is
yeah,
written, it is so, it is declared, it's been confessed. So sometimes writing that your thoughts down, your book, you're leaving a legacy. And then people can say, wow, I was so blessed by that 30-day. And that journal, I know that's what we need even now, especially because women, we're so hard on ourselves and we're hard on each other. And so we can
yes,
how to really just, appreciate what God given us, our own gift, our own skill set, and allow God to use us in that way, in the marketplace and in the community of your church or community of your family, whatever it is, because there's no one like you, there's no one like me, so our fingerprint is our unique, and so let it be that is unique and distinct, so we can know. I remember Grace Lynn. I remember what she wrote in that book.
yeah. I just sent you the link there.
Okay, very good. And I'll put it out on Facebook too as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. And so we need to get over ourselves and learn that what we have to offer is what we have to offer, our gifts and our talents is not just for our family, it's not just for the church, it's for the world. And
Absolutely.
if we expand our thing, would you agree with that?
I definitely agree with that. Again, your gifts are not for you. you've been given those gifts, but they're not for you. They're for other people.
That's
And
right.
so that's why you have to utilize them or employ them for others. And
Hmm.
you'll find out that people will be blessed by it. And you'll be like, oh, wow, I never knew. But you just have to just tap into what God has put inside of you and
Yeah.
start with that and begin to multiply it, cultivate it,
Hmm.
cultivate your gifts so that you can get better at what you've been called to do.
Yes. And when you say cultivate your gifts, would that mean sometime maybe seeking out a mentor or maybe seeking out a coach or whatever that will take you to the next level?
Yes, I believe very strongly in mentorship and coaching.
Yeah.
In my businesses, I've had several coaches. Even in my spiritual walk, there are several people that I claim as my mentors and
Yeah.
that I learn from and glean from. I'm also, I believe in taking courses to develop your skills.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be an expert, you need to be trained, right? Just like people go to school to be a doctor, they
Right.
don't just start practicing medicine, they've been trained. And so I believe that we should be trained in whatever we're doing.
Mm,
There's also all kinds of courses available in every field. So I
mm,
believe mentorship and training that is very important. You don't just jump out there and start doing something without having the knowledge and expertise. So yes, I believe mentorship and training is very, very important.
it's crucial. And with this new technology now, this AI on board, what came in last year with Thunder, and it's a lot of what is AI? If you don't know what AI is, where have you been the last, I mean,
Yeah.
what would you say about that technology? I mean, can it be used to enhance an entrepreneur like you and I, or could it be something that can hinder us or what?
Yes, I would say yes, it can help, but I would say to me, you have to be very careful with AI.
Yes.
Because it's when I'm doing things, it's my voice,
Mm,
right? So I can go into AI and it can give me everything that I need, but I
right.
have to be, I me myself think, excuse me, that you should be careful with that.
Yes.
I think that it's good for some things to give ideas, but I don't think we should solely lean on AI.
No, no,
Yeah, I think it can enhance us, it can give us, it kind of expand the ideas that we've already have,
hmm
give us more language to what we're doing. So
right.
definitely I said we can use it, but to be careful.
Yes. And like you said, it's artificial intelligence. And we want to make sure that it's our voice, that is
Right,
my thoughts, and so you can use it, and glean from it, but you don't make it your all in all,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's where the falter of things it will show, this is strictly AI, especially
Hmm.
in the academic environment. They said they gotta be very careful with the children writing papers. Is it really AI or was it them,
Yeah.
there's no shortcuts in life. I mean, either you gotta go from A to Z. And if you start trying to take shortcuts, that's where we mess ourselves up, even in business. Would you agree with that?
I agree. And if you take shortcuts, you're going to come up short. You take shortcuts, you're going to come up short. So there's some things you can't take the shortcut with,
That's right.
right? Because your voice is your voice. And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
we can develop our voice. We can use these things to
Mm.
help us grow. But yes.
I love that. You take sure because you're gonna come up short. And that's true. And it made me think about a coach that I had. She said, Mary, when people pay, for your services, they pay attention. So when they don't pay, I used to do a lot of free stuff. They don't pay attention. Would you?
It's true. I've heard that saying before.
Yes, yes.
People, they pay attention when they pay, and it's true.
True.
How many free classes have you signed up for online and didn't show up? There
Right.
was no investment, but we have to invest in ourselves,
We really
right?
do.
To invest in ourselves, and that takes money.
It does.
People have worked hard to to build their businesses and what they do, and so you have to invest in yourself. I've invested in myself with coaching, thousands of dollars,
Me too.
for several coaches, but it's needed. And I think it helps you grow. It kind of takes out of you
Mm,
those things that are inside of you. So once you go through that, work with these coaches, they're
yeah.
able to help you grow. And that's important that we're growing in
Yes.
our destiny, we're growing in our purpose and growing in the things that we're doing.
Amen. And growing in our business, and like you said, they're just not paying. They're paying for our experience, and our knowledge base and all.
Right.
You have to know that you're adding value to people.
Yes.
You're adding value, and I love this online concept because everybody's doing everything online. Do you think that's the way of the up and coming? Or what do you?
I think it is, and I think that some people have been left behind because of it.
Yeah.
As we noticed, especially during COVID, a
Uh-huh.
lot of businesses expanded into the online space. Churches had to begin to go online. The buildings were closed.
Sure did.
Um, the
Mhm.
different shopping online ability increased. Instacart,
Mhm.
all of those things increased, but also it produced opportunity for people that maybe didn't have traditional jobs,
Yes.
right? And so I think that those things are increasing. People are purchasing online. You can do it from the comfort of your home. And so I think if you're a business, you should definitely be in the online space also because it gives you no less boundaries,
Yes.
right? I'm in New Jersey, but I can sell to someone that's in Florida. I can sell to someone that's in UK
Yes,
or
right.
in England. I've shipped things over across boundaries because I've been in the online marketplace.
Okay.
I think it's something to consider. I know it's technology, but
Mhm.
you've got to move with technology or you're going to be left behind.
Now that's the truth. That is so. We're in 2024, and I tell you, if you're not up on technology, you will be left behind.
It's
Truly,
true. It is true.
business arena and in every other arena, community, because that's where we're going. That's where in the Bible said the men should wax stronger and stronger, wiser and wiser, because technology, I'm not saying depend on it totally, but
Right.
utilize it to God's glory,
Definitely utilize it. Yes.
Yes, yes. And so you get stuck in a rut, and then you see why, people have gone by the wayside because they were not willing to change and be flexible and to move towards technology. And that's hard in
Yeah.
the business world.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, what does it hurt to give it a try?
Exactly.
And even if you don't know how to do it, there's someone that knows how to do what you're trying to do.
That's
And
true.
so I think that when you do that, you're going to see a growth even in your business. You're able to reach more people.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
yes. Because emails and texts now, I'm getting stuff from people that, how do they get my information? Apparently, I'm out there, and so they reaching out to me, and I've reached out to them. So yeah, that is a way of doing business now. It really
It
is.
is. Yeah. And many businesses that were, storefronts, they close. A lot of stores close because people are buying. We know the top retailer online is Amazon. Everyone most likely purchases something from Amazon. And so you have to be able to shift. And that's the whole thing. We have to be able to shift. We
Mhm.
can't just say, oh, well, this is the way I've always done it. And you have to be able to shift with the times
Right.
and to even shift and let technology work for you.
Yes, yes. And like you said, if you don't know it, get to learn about it so you can know about it, in order to
Right,
survive in the business world.
right.
I think some of the automotive companies, when they started, 100 years ago, it was totally different when they started back then. But they moved along with the time. Now, who thought of buying an electric car? So,
Absolutely.
so that's
Mm,
moving again with time and technology and the demand of what people want in the society today.
right.
Yes. Oh, this has been great. So, how can people reach out to you? I mean, can you give us your website or your information how people reach
Sure,
out?
sure. They can reach me on social media on Facebook. My name on Facebook is N Lynne Henderson. They can also reach me on Kingdom Woman Entrepreneur business page on Facebook. And I do have a website, kingdomwomanoentrepreneur.com.
Okay, great, great.
So definitely look me up, my Kingdom Woman Entrepreneur page. I do have a monthly prayer. That's the third Sunday for businesses, brands, and ministry leaders. That's happening this Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. in a private Zoom room. So if you check out my business page on Facebook, you can also get to it by putting facebook.com/pray, plan, produce, prosper. That'll bring you right to my Kingdom Woman Entrepreneur page.
I want to join that on Sunday if you don't mind. It sounds so
Oh,
good.
sure, I'd love to have you. And I do have a Facebook group that I'm just re-implementing. It's a Kingdom Woman Entrepreneur Network
Mm,
for women that have businesses that
yeah.
want to start a business. So come on into the group so that we can support each other.
And that's what we need to do. We learn how to give help and give support and prayer to one another. Not only are you helping them, but you're helping yourself too. If we don't think of it like that, because we always
Yeah,
have competition all the time, but it's not about
right,
it really isn't. And
right.
uh,
Just so that people are not confused, my name on Facebook is N Lynne Henderson.
Yeah.
My first name means grace. Okay, so I've adopted Grace Lynn. Lynn is my middle name. I've adopted Grace Lynn kind of as my business name. I believe that God has graced me in the area of entrepreneurship. And so I've taken that. Also, my umbrella business name is Grace Lynn LLC. So I've just implemented that name because, again, I believe that God has graced me in this area. And I want to share what I know to help you get to where you're trying to go as well.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. And I tell you, I just love her spirit. I love how you're willing to help and share and impart wisdom, hint wisdom Wednesday, to people, and then you're adding value to them. So, what would be some of your parting words that you want to share with the people? I mean, entrepreneurs or those that are looking up to do some kingdom work, but yet still be in the business. I mean, what would you show some words of advice you would give to someone?
I would say to take the leap. I believe this year is also a leap year. Take the leap.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Stop procrastinating. Stop counting yourself out. You've
Mm.
been given something unique. You've been given something to do. And this is the time for you to move forward and finding out what that is because it's time for you to utilize what you've been given. You
Mm.
know, you've been counting yourself out for too long, and now is the time. It's the beginning of the year to kind of reassess those things, those dreams that those things that you always wanted to do, whether it's writing a book, starting a business, whatever it is. It's just the time now for you to do it.
Yeah.
So don't wait anymore. Start.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And they can reach out to you if they need some assistance, right? If
Oh,
people,
sure, certainly. I primarily um, teach selling online with products and services, how to create merch, and also classes and things like that, journals, books, all kinds of things like that. So I'll be having some courses coming up soon. So again, you can connect with me on my Kingdom Woman Entrepreneur page on Facebook. All of the classes will be posted there as well.
Mhm. Because I love the products. If you got something online, like you said, you may be in one state and you can send it over to Europe, you can send it over to Hong Kong, and then you don't have to worry, and it's paid for. I mean, they'll pay for it before it gets to them. So
Right, right, absolutely.
that's called what I call a no-brainer type business. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And there are some platforms that you can do it for free. So why wouldn't you do it if there's no monthly charge? So
Right.
that's one of the strong points about it too. So you can get started without even paying a monthly fee.
Wow.
Everything has subscriptions now, we know, right? It's a
That's
subscription to pay every month for everything, platforms, apps,
I,
everything. But there are a couple of platforms that you can get started doing this thing for free.
wow. And I think entrepreneurs who want to be successful, we got to get out of our minds that you got to invest in yourself and stop always thinking something's free, free, free. I know, I mean, one while if it's free, it's for me. I know I used to say that in Mary Kay for a while. But if you get your mindset that I am in business just like General Motors, I am in business just like Amazon, you have a different mindset. You have
That's true.
a spirit of operating your business because it's not a hobby, it's not something I want to do. It is a bona fide, glorified, and if you give it to God, it's a business.
Right. It's not a side hustle, it's a
Thank
business.
you. I
No
love
matter how, no matter how small it is a business and we are
that.
operating as a business. So
Yeah,
yes, that is very important.
that's crucial. But it all starts with the way you think of how your business operating, and do things, everything decent and in order. If you say
Yeah.
you're going to do something, make sure you do it.
And in excellence.
And
In
and
excellence.
excellent integrity and an excellent is so powerful. There's I remember, Grace Lynn, she said she was gonna do this and she came through and it was exceptionally well. So that's when you know that your business is successful too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely believe in excellence. I don't believe in throwing things together. I believe that whatever we do, it should be in a spirit of excellence.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
I love that. I love it. Oh, I could talk to you all day, really. But I want to again thank you for taking the time to stop by and share your wisdom with us today because I've learned so much and I'm gonna be on that prayer call come Sunday, okay?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Seeger. It's been a pleasure. And, we just met, actually, again, I was referred. And so thank you for trusting me enough without knowing me to allow me to come on your platform. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you as well. So we're going to become friends on Facebook too. So we'll make that.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Have a blessed day and happy Valentine's Day. And until
Thank you. Same to you.
we'll see you on Wisdom Wednesday podcast next week. I'll have another entrepreneur who will share the struggles that he went through to become successful. Because it's not as easy as we think it is. But if you're determined and you're very resilient, you can be successful. Until next
Absolutely.
time, bye for now. Have a blessed day.
Take care.
Bye now.